day. Um, and I want to. I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna apologize. It's a rainy day out here. Okay, like I felt like dressing up like it was a rainy day. I didn't do no makeup. I didn't really try this morning. I have on sweatpants and a shirt. Okay, give me a break. No, I'm joking. But so today I wanted to hop up on here because um I want to talk about the fool's journey and how it's always just going to go back to you. Now the fool's journey is something that I went on for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I feel like the fool's journey is not as foolish as it sounds when you know you come from a world that wants you to worship things outside of yourself. So going on the fool's journey just makes sense. Like, of course, you're gonna look high and low for what this treasure, the gold that you're looking for. And the whole time, it's within yourself. Now, the beautiful thing, like about the fool's journey, though, is that the reason why it's the fool's journey is because you're learning all of this and putting yourself through all of this long journey just so you could figure out all these tools to help you. You know what I'm saying? Just so you can figure out that there's nothing outside of yourself, no religion, no God, no book, no elixir. There's nothing outside of yourself that's going to give yourself that feeling of complete and wholeness. Now, on the fool's journey, you will learn tools. You will learn habits. You will learn history that will connect you to yourself. You will learn goddess and gods that will connect you to yourself. But at the end of the day, at the very end of the journey, when you finally search high and low for whatever you're looking for, you'll finally come to the conclusion that, oh, I was looking for me. I was finding myself. And this is why, like, even when you get older, they say, oh, I don't even know what I want anymore, what I like anymore. Because you're figuring yourself out. And that's kind of what the fool's journey is all about. It's all about like learning about the world, connecting the world to yourself so that you can figure yourself out. You know what I'm saying? So for a while you might go through a phase. You might go through phases of spirituality. You might go through phases of goth. You might go through phases of like natural hair. This is all a part of the fool's journey. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the fool's journey is only called that because not because of the journey, but because you're constantly looking for something outside of yourself until you realize, like, oh, I went on this long journey and search for what God I wanted to believe in, what school I wanted to go to, what like everything that you can think of, what crystals, what piece of history you connect with, until you realize, like, oh, I did all of this just so that I can master myself. Not master things outside of myself. Not make myself, like, I mean, if you, unless you want to, but even if you are into religion and a cult, you will still always have to work on yourself. Hi, how are you? So that is a big thing that I wanted to talk about. When you're on that fool's journey, right? Even while you're here on this channel and you might be inspired by me and you don't know why. You might be subscribing, you're just like, I love this girl, like I'm gonna just keep watching her. Realize that you don't love me. You're seeing yourself in me. And that's what makes you enjoy me. Because you see parts of yourself in me that you never allow to act out in real life. You may like the way that I'm outspoken, but you're not an outspoken person. So you think that you are just so love and obsessed with me. You don't know why. Whole time you're in love and obsessed with yourself. You want to be able to express yourself that same way and relate to yourself. And that's why on this channel, like, you know, I give you these habits and these tools and all this knowledge so that you can better master yourself. But I don't want anybody to ever worship things outside of themselves unless that's what they want to do. But even then, you're going to have to love, worship, and pour into yourself. You are literally in this body every day. If you can worship anything that's not you, then I feel like you who living in your body every day, who's embodying yourself and your energy every day, that energy, you should be worshiping your own energy. Not, you might not, look at yourself like, or call yourself like a god or a goddess like me, but if you're in your energy every day, it needs to be taken care of. Nobody else has to worship you. So that some people are uncomfortable with feeling like, they're idolizing, or they're having people idolize them. Some people are uncomfortable with that, but it's not really about idolization. It's like worshiping is really just admiration. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people look up to God because they admire that man. They admire his stories. They admire the stories of the Bibles. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Bible in itself is a fool's journey, because it's going to tell you this, this, that, and third, and about this, this, that, and the third, until you realize it all comes back to you and your individual life, right? This is the same reason why us black girls and stuff, we study the orishas, we study the African goddesses, because we are seeing parts of ourselves in them, and it's an admiration, it's an appreciation for their life and for their statues, and like Yamaha, the woman of the sea, it's appreciation for all of these goddess and entities, which are real, whether people have physically seen them or not. These are real entities that people praise to and worship. That energy is a real thing that people have created. So, that is one of the main reasons, why people worship things outside of themselves. It's really just that admiration or that amazement. Like, even with Michael Jackson. And it's so funny. I was just talking about this with somebody else the other day. Like, if you listen to a lot of Michael Jackson songs, a lot of people didn't exactly know what he was saying, especially because he was always going like, ah, ah, but he was, Michael Jackson. He was always like very like animated, but like in his own way. You know what I'm saying? So you never fully knew what he was saying, but you ingested a frequency that you enjoyed, and you didn't know exactly why, but you enjoyed it. And it's like, when you look at the man of who he truly was today, you're like, no wonder why we enjoyed him. He was divine. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like, the same thing that you'll learn throughout life, of why you enjoy people, things, and places. It's just because of the divine energy that it offers. That's the same reason why people like money, because money brings you so many, like, well, I wouldn't say bring you, but money gives you access to so many divine places and things. You know what I'm saying? Like, money has brought me to realize that I don't like the hood. Okay? Thanks, Dad. Okay? Okay? When you live in certain places and you see certain things, you start to see like what's healthy and what's not, what's high vibrational and what's not, what's low vibrational and what is. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I always talk about this, I grew up in Copley Square, and it was like, when I finally went to the hood, like, by myself, without driving around in my mom's Porsche, I was 15, 16 years old. And I feel like I didn't even really see the hood yet until I was 16. Until I was really outside, just with my homegirls by myself. And I was appalled. And I'm not even joking. I'm not joking at all. I'm dead ass serious. I was appalled by the hood. It was so disgusting to me. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that and this is not far from me. Boston is small. I'm like, so just around the corner, this is how they, like, what? It blew my mind. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because of the living situations they made, like, they just, ew, you know. And but when you see things like this, you start to realize, like, how people's habits and the way people are influenced by other people's have them stuck there. People's influence, with each other, can have you either excelling or stuck somewhere. And this is why I talk about on this channel, on the fool's journey, where you're kind of always looking for something outside of yourself. And I realized this is why a lot of people are stuck in the hood and poverty and stuff, because they cling to people. They cling to people a lot, because a lot of people don't enjoy the idea of, quote unquote, being alone. But you're never really alone if you can go out and sit with people. you don't have to talk to them, but you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can go to the library and sit down and read a book with 5 different people around you, that makes me feel whole and complete. That's not being alone. But some people, they need to change their mindset because they think having people means constantly having an entourage or a clique up your butt. But that's not how any successful person became successful. So if you really pay attention, successful people stick with their family, and even the people that they did business with in the beginning, they don't even stick with them. Because at one point or another, you're going to have to put yourself first. But, yeah, so again, all about that fool's journey. People just clicking out, worshiping things outside of themselves, not feeling like they're capable of making things happen that are not supposed to happen. And I think for me, I've been a person to defy a lot of social stigmas. Like, oh, you can't do this if this happened, or you can't be in this and this. I'm like, listen, I do what I want, okay? I don't put all these weird labels on myself and stuff. I'm doing what I want. I'm doing what benefits me. I'm doing what makes me feel good. I'm not about to put myself in a box. A lot of you guys are living in a box. And whether that's a box of a street life, a box of a 304, or a box of a CNA worker, you guys are living in boxes. You have to allow yourself to breathe and be a little bit more free and go on that journey and fall in love with yourself. You know what I mean? Because that's what the fool's journey is all about. It's all about coming to the realization that I have to fall in love with myself. So, yes, this is Ani's World. I really appreciate you guys for being here. I don't want to stay up on here for long, but I do want to give you guys some updated news. I am going to be working on a separate channel. Now, the reason why I'm going to be working on a separate channel is because this channel is all about improving oneself. And, people are kind of hard to listen, especially either people just don't want to deal with themselves. People find this like, whoo, they find this the hardest work ever. Like, I gotta deal with me. I gotta love me. I gotta believe in me. I gotta uplift me and speak affirmations to me. Yes, baby, that's how it works. So people find this very hard to do. As well as I have a lot of viewpoints that I need to get out. And people love to hear my viewpoints about whatever is going on in the world. So I definitely want to create a channel and talk about things that are going on in the world. And I do want to also like be communicate with you guys that I'm not ever going to become like your person that you can binge watch like weird conspiracy videos for and stuff like that. Like, I'm not here to talk about nothing that they doing that we already know. I don't care. I literally don't care. If people cared enough, they would they would they would form some organization in the community. But people don't care enough. So I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just going to cover and decode certain things, parts of history. We're going to get into a lot of stuff. We're going to get into a lot of the knowledge that I have so that you guys can figure out what you want to do with it. And it's going to be a little bit more entertaining and relaxing versus having to think and ponder and work on yourself and how you can do this and how you can do that. I know sometimes people need a break from that. And you guys are going to need 2 of me, maybe even 3. So I'm going to make that other channel so that when you guys want to really do that work and get that advice that you need to, you're like, better be better productive or be a better you, you can come do that. And also, if you just want some interesting philosophy videos and viewpoints about the world and true educational videos, and I'm not talking about education from a book. I'm talking about true education from things that I've only came to conclusions conclusions to through myself. So I'm going to give you my perspective because my perspective is truth, and that's a fact. I'm not going to, like, you guys might be confused on what part of history I'm talking about. I'm talking about the shit they didn't teach you in school, okay? So I really appreciate everybody for supporting and joining Ani's World and for listening out. And, like, Ani's here for you. And I really appreciate that you guys show up and just listen and like and comment and all of that and subscribe and talk about me. I even appreciate when people talk about me, whether it's good or bad, because I'm a transmuter. So I really appreciate you guys. Love is love. Have a beautiful, marvelous,